Realms of the Other World. Episode 1. The Stanley Hotel. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado is a world-renowned paranormal hotspot. Back in 1903, F.O. Stanley and his wife, Flora, visited Estes Park from their East Coast home. The goal was to find a place to live with fresh air where Mr. Stanley could recover from his tuberculosis. They ended up loving the place so much that they moved there permanently soon after. Being that Estes Park was a bit rustic for their tastes, Mr. Stanley decided that they would build an upscale hotel. Construction began in 1907, and the hotel opened its doors in 1909. So began the legacy of the Stanley Hotel. The hotel features over 420 rooms, ballrooms, a billiard room, dining areas, a grand stairway, a stunning lobby, and a concert hall. The majestic backdrop of the Rocky Mountains makes the entire experience awe-inspiring and complete. Many people associate the Stanley Hotel with the 1977 book The Shining by Stephen King, the movie adaptation by Stanley Kubrick in 1980, and the TV miniseries in 1997. Stephen King got the idea for The Shining while staying in room 217 at the Stanley Hotel. He and his wife were staying there at the end of the season. The hotel was quite empty. One night, he had a horrible nightmare of his son being chased down the hallways, screaming. He woke up suddenly, and the ideas for the story started to form in his mind. The Shining the movie was not filmed at the Stanley Hotel at all. Outdoor aerial shots were of a lodge in Oregon, and the interior shots were all done on sets in England. The Shining TV miniseries was filmed at the Stanley Hotel and in other locations in Colorado. So the big question is the Stanley Hotel haunted? There are several people out there that would say definitely yes. The obvious suspects that could be haunting the hotel would most likely be the founders. Many people have seen an apparition of what they think is F.O. Stanley throughout the hotel, including in the bar and in the billiard room. In the billiard room itself, faint party noises can be heard, but no one is found, and also shadows can be seen. Piano music floats through the air coming from the piano room and in the concert hall. Upon inspection, there is nobody playing the piano. People conclude that this is Flora Stanley playing the piano. In the concert hall, a gray static-like being getting up from a chair is also thought to be Flora Stanley. Room 217, where Stephen King stayed, also seems to have some activity. Mrs. Wilson was a housekeeper at the hotel in 1912. One night, the electricity went out during a thunderstorm, and she was lighting lanterns in this room. Apparently, there was a gas leak and there was a huge explosion. The explosion went up through 2 floors of the hotel and down into the McGregor room below. Mrs. Wilson was blown down into this room. Although Mrs. Wilson escaped with only broken ankles, for some reason she seems to haunt this room. At least that's who the hotel says it is. Items are often moved or put away, suitcases unpacked, jackets hung up. Lights turn on and off. When an unmarried couple stays in the room, the ghost doesn't like it and tries to come between them in the bed. Mrs. Wilson has also been seen in the corridor near room 217. The far stairway on the east side of the hotel seems to hold a special energy. Some call it a vortex, others say it is a pathway that ghosts use. An eerie sensation can be felt there. The 4th floor of the hotel used to be the floor for the staff. Family members, including children, resided up there. Oftentimes, people claimed to hear children running and laughing up and down the hallways. In room 412, a woman claimed that her bed was levitating and that something was trying to possess her. The experience was so intense that the police were called to deal with the situation. In room 418, the staff claim there is a little boy spirit that haunts the room and that the closet door closes on its own. In room 428, staff claim there is a friendly cowboy that stands at the corner of the bed. One guest claims they were kissed by the cowboy on the forehead during the evening while she and her husband were in bed. Also, people have heard footsteps above them, but this is the highest floor of the hotel, so that would be impossible. Room 401 is claimed to be haunted by the previous owner of the land, the Earl of Dunraven. He supposedly stands in the corner and smokes cigars. You may smell cigar smoke, or if you are a woman, it has been said that he likes to pinch or touch behinds. The closet door in this room opens and closes on its own. Someone or something has been seen in the closet. And during an episode of Ghost Hunters, a glass broke all on its own while sitting on the bedside table. The building directly to the east of the main hotel is the lodge, or what used to be known as the manor house. The top floor of the lodge has activity. Room 1302 used to be the bachelor's area. Maids will clean the room and set it up only to later discover that the pictures on the walls are taken down, the bed is unmade, and the lamps are turned over. On more than one occasion, a ghost cat has also been seen in this room. The concert hall building to the east of the main hotel buildings is also thought to have some otherworldly visitors. It is thought that perhaps the energy from so many concerts here fuel the paranormal activity. This place is active during the day and the night, when it is empty and when it is full. Sounds of someone on the stage can be heard, as can the sound of music sheets being turned. As mentioned before, a gray static being rises out of a chair. Could this be Mrs. Stanley? Children can also be heard in the concert hall. Paul was a handyman of the hotel and supposedly now lingers in this area. Construction workers reported feeling something nudging them while working, and investigators say that he will turn flashlights on and off for them. Lucy supposedly also resides in the concert hall. Theories is that she was a homeless person that used to sleep in the building when it was cold outside. She too will turn flashlights on and off for investigators. There is also a man named Eddie that paranormal investigators have interacted with often. Another area of the hotel is the underground employee tunnel. The tunnel goes through the bedrock under the hotel. Being that there is limestone and quartz, this area tends to hold energy imprints and perhaps provide energy to the spirits. The current large tunnel was carved in the 1970s. The other tunnel veering off to the north currently goes nowhere because all of the tunnels collapsed. It is said that these tunnels went to other areas of the hotel grounds, including the employee dorms. A rumor has it that a person died during one of these tunnel collapses. People hear giggling children, and get strange photographs. A ghost cat has also been seen here. I suspect that these areas are by no means the only purportedly haunted areas of the hotel. I am sure there have been reports all over, and that a paranormal experience could potentially happen anywhere in the hotel. With the limestone and quartz providing energy, and with the history of the hotel, and with all the employee deaths and guest deaths, and with the exciting atmosphere of the hotel, I would say that anything is possible. Most of these stories about the hauntings have been fairly benign. However, only a few years ago, there were some darker happenings that I caught wind of from my old teammates of a paranormal investigation team that I was on. Two of my teammates used to be on the Stanley Hotel paranormal investigation team. Back in 2013, the Stanley team was investigating the concert hall. This investigation, I believe, did not include the public, but did include some people that were part of the public paranormal event. A priest and a demonologist. Apparently, things felt different this night, and the energy in the room shifted. One of the investigators, Lisa, saw a tall, dark being that shape-shifted into a dog-like creature, with all the sounds of a drooling and growling dog. Connor next to her could also see this dog. She got the message not to look into the creature's eyes. She could feel its paws on her lap. Connor said that the demonologist and priest cast holy water on this being, and soon after it disappeared. Later, they performed blessings and prayers. The next evening, Connor went down there with a group of different people. One of these people was another member of the paranormal team that I was on. She had the same thing happen to her with the evil-feeling dog-like creature. She was very shaken up for a long time after this, and the evil being followed her home and tormented her. It took several months for her to get rid of the entity. You can find a very good interview about these dark experiences at the Stanley Hotel on the Ghost Adventures Aftershocks episode about the Stanley Hotel. Zach Bagans interviews Connor Randall, who he also interviewed shortly on the original episode, and Lisa Nyart. Links are below to this episode. I feel that these accounts are very credible because I personally know and trust these people. Upon reflection, my teammates that were there to experience this believed that this dark experience could have happened due to some hitchhiker spirits or entities that may have been attached or attracted to the demonologist and or the priest. A year later, I investigated in this same area, and there were no similar experiences by myself or for anyone else. The coast seemed to be clear for years after. If you would like to know more about the Stanley Hotel, I recommend you visit their website online. The links are below. They currently only offer historical day and night tours of the hotel. According to their site, quote, the tour route varies based on availability, time of day, and time of year. Tours will never go into guest rooms, and night tours will never go onto guest floors. As mentioned earlier, the hotel used to have their own paranormal investigation team. Official paranormal investigations were offered to the public that were 4 to 5 hours long. The Stanley Paranormal team consisted of Karl Pfeiffer and Michelle Tate. They're both from the Ghost Hunters Academy TV show, and also Connor Randall. Back in 2016, the hotel decided to steer away from the paranormal side. They let go of Karl, Michelle, and Connor. They also stopped hosting any and all paranormal events and conventions. However, the paranormal investigation staff made an excellent series of videos of their last investigations there at the hotel. They called these videos Spirits of the Stanley. I have put the link below to these videos. In addition, Karl Pfeiffer is a horror writer and wrote of some of his experiences and our acquaintances' experiences at the Stanley in one of his books. I'm also putting the link below to his book. Thank you so much for watching. This was the very first episode of my channel, Realms of the Otherworld. I will be bringing you more of the paranormal 1 to 2 times per week. I will be covering such topics as ghosts, hauntings, UFOs, cryptids, psychic phenomenon, out-of-body experiences, and much, much more. If you like this video, please hit like, and if you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Again, thank you so much, and have a great evening. Take care.